Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the biennial organizational meeting of the Macungie Borough Council here this evening. I'd note that the first order of business before we reach the call to order of the meeting and the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag is that the Honorable Judge Thomas Capehart of the Lehigh County Court of Common Pleas is here. Thank you, Your Honor, for being present this evening. Judge Capehart is here prepared to swear in and administer the oath of office for Robert Sell Jr., who's been elected mayor to a 4-year term of Macungie Borough, Ronald Karboski, council, 4-year term, Gregory Hutchinson to council, 4-year term, Megan Sell to council, 4-year term, and Gregory Reinbold, council, 4-year term. Your Honor, are we prepared to proceed to the?
I think we are.
oaths
We
of office?
always like to do this. I'll do it right up here. I'm gonna do everybody one at a time. Okay? So I'm gonna start with the mayor. Okay. Yeah, why don't you come up here? Okay, I will repeat, raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I, Robert Sell Jr. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good. And then I'll have you sign here, folks, from here. Okay, very good. Next will be Ronald Karboski. Sir, here we go. Pleasure. Good evening to you. Happy New Year. Okay, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Ronald Karboski,
I, Ronald Karboski,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend,
that I will support, honor, and defend,
or obey and defend,
the Constitution of the United
the
States,
Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, next we have Gregory Hutchinson.
Yes, sir.
There we go. You know the routine.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Please repeat after me. I, Gregory Hutchinson,
Gregory Hutchinson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend,
that I will support, defend, and obey
okay, the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this
and
Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office
of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, next we have Megan. Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn in? Okay, I, Megan Sell,
I, Megan Sell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and that I will discharge
the duties of my
the
office
duties of my office
with fidelity. Very good. Congratulations. Okay, Mr. Reinbold, please raise your right hand. I, Gregory Reinbold,
I, Gregory Reinbold,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office
of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, very good. I think that is everyone, right? Let me fill out the paperwork and we'll have everything signed and be the business. All right. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is it legal to do?
Yes.
You may sit. Yes. Maybe sit. All right, again, thank you, Your Honor. Now, I'll just make a comment that the next order of business, the next real action item is going to be organization. But before we get to that, I'll get to turn it over to our new Mr. Mayor to actually call the meeting to order and conduct the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Mr. Mayor will run the meeting until we have a new council organized. So, Mr. Mayor, would you please call the meeting to order and ask us to rise to the pledge?
I'm gonna call the meeting to order
At 7:35.
7:35.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, now, we'll move on to the organizational part of the meeting, and I'll turn that over to Cal.
No, you would, I'm sorry, call for
Okay,
nominations for the president.
all right. Then, we'll get to the organizational part of the meeting, and I'll call for nominations for president.
I would like to nominate Ron Karboski as president.
Thank you, Greg. Respectfully, I'm going to decline the nomination, and with that, to show to the rest of council that it's not about individual power, it's about teamwork. I'd like to nominate Carl Sell as this year's president. Moving forward.
I accept that nomination.
Do we have a second?
We don't need a second, but we do need a vote.
All right.
Is that handshake, eyes, or what? A vote.
Do a voice vote.
Should do a voice vote.
Karboski, yes.
Hutchinson, yes.
Mr. Ritter.
Ron Gold, yes.
You forgot one. Megan.
Ms. Sell. All right. Congratulations, Mr. Sell.
Thank you.
And then Carl will run the remainder of the meeting.
Okay. So we need a nomination for vice president.
I'd like to nominate Ron Karboski.
Thank you, Todd. I'll accept.
Can we have a vote?
Yes.
Mr. Rambo?
I'm gonna abstain respectfully.
Mrs. Sell? Mrs. Sell? A vote? Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
And I will vote yes also. So that was,
There's four votes, am I correct?
four. So the motion carries.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Councilor, for the confidence.
We will have a vote for council pro temp.
I'd like to make a nomination for Frank Hutchinson.
I accept.
Can we have a vote?
Yes.
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 Hutchinson, yes.
Mrs. Sell?
Yes.
I will vote yes also. Motion carries. We will have a short executive executives.
Committees of council.
I'm sorry.
Actually, dissolve all previous committees.
I'll make a motion to dissolve all previous committees that we had in 2025. And
Need a second.
need a second.
I'll make a motion, or excuse me, I'll second that.
Council?
Aye.
Aye.
Reword that.
And if you want to create any new committees, one of the, for police, revenue would be one.
Okay, are there any volunteers? We have one committee for the police negotiations.
Speak up, please.
We have one committee so far for the year to complete the police negotiations. Any volunteers on council that would like to participate in that?
I would volunteer to be on that committee.
Anyone else? Megan Sal. Two.
Ready?
All
I'll vote for it.
Mr. Hutchinson? We need to vote, yeah.
Yes.
We have a vote, please?
All in favor, say
Aye.
I need a motion, I'll make a motion to approve that committee.
I'll second it. And now you can go to a vote. Vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Nope, executive session, which I have to announce.
Yes.
Yeah, so there are a couple of executive sessions to announce. The first one was at the conclusion of the previous December 15th council meeting, which concluded at 8:24 PM, and that's when the executive session began shortly thereafter. Was regarding personnel matters. No action came from that. In addition, we had an executive session that was held on Friday, January 2nd, 2026 at 9 AM. That was also regarding personnel, and there was no action coming out of that full council in public session either.
Okay. The next item up is appointments.
It's council's decision if you'd like to do all three together or separately, whatever council would like to do.
Who won't do it?
Sure.
With a read, yeah, do a read.
So the appointments with the Borough Manager, Councilman Sosarets. Borough Secretary, Councilman Sosarets. Borough Treasurer, Councilman Sosarets. Open Records Officer, Councilman Sosarets.
Do you need a motion for
We
that?
need a motion for that.
You need
Yes.
zoning officer too.
I'll make that separately.
I'll put a motion to acknowledge, Cal as our court peace officer.
Vote.
Aye.
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 Could you guys talk a little louder, because we
Absolutely.
have no idea who's getting voted for what or anything back
You
here.
are way too quiet.
We cannot hear what's going on.
Okay.
Anyway,
You used to have a mic up there years ago, but
All right.
you have to speak up, like you're talking to the person in the back of the room.
Next appointment would be for a zoning officer, Becky Ravenel from Barry Hutchinson Associates.
I'll put a motion on the floor that Becky as the zoning officer.
I'll second.
Second, vote,
None, aye. All in favor, say aye.
all in favor,
Aye.
aye.
motion carries. Item 6 would be the engineering report from Josh Fry from Barry Hutchinson Associates.
Sure, I'll keep it brief this evening. Just a few updates on the projects we have in the borough. I'll start with an update on the Fields of Brookside development. There are only 4 lots that are remaining vacant, who are waiting on grading plan submissions. All the rest of the lots are in various stages of progress or completion. The Hickory Street Bridge project, the structural plans, the foundation plans, right-of-way clearance, and utility clearances are all in the hands of PennDOT. So as soon as we get approval from them, we can move forward.
Josh, do you know when, first of all, do you know when it was presented to PennDOT and tentatively when we're gonna hear an answer?
Yeah, so those were 1, 2, 3, 4, those were 4 different submissions that have been made
Okay.
at various times.
Okay.
And typical PennDOT reviews vary from 30 to 90 days.
Okay.
So we're hoping to get it on the books late spring is currently the plan.
Thank you.
And then finally, Calvin, the Borough Manager, passed along a topic from the end of last council meeting regarding speed limit signs potentially being added here in the borough. He's gonna send the information over to me and I'll provide our recommendations. That's all I have this evening.
Do you have to get approval from PennDOT for that, since it's a PennDOT road, or?
If it is on a PennDOT road, yes. If it is not on a PennDOT road, to have an enforceable speed sign, a speed study would be required.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Would they have to do new speed studies, or can they use existing ones that they have on the books?
To place new enforceable, well, that's a good question. Depending on how old the speed studies are, we could ask them to
Okay.
accept, but it's gonna depend on how old. If there is a hard and fast cutoff date, I don't have that memorized, but we can look into that.
Because the police did one out on North Chestnut, now, 2 or 3 months ago. And, they monitored for like 2 or 3 days,
Okay,
and there is no sign out there, I looked.
okay.
Is that one?
Well, is that considered a speed study? My understanding that went out
Oh, it
there.
was one of those speed,
One of those, yes, one of those speed things, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's considered a speed study.
Depending on how they've recorded the data, I mean, really, that's all we're looking for is the raw data, and then we can take the 85th percentile, so
Okay.
potentially, it's worth looking into.
okay. Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Next item is up is public comment on non-agenda items. Anybody from the public care to speak? Nothing? Thank you. Pardon? Okay. Next item would be the approval of minutes for December 15th, 2025.
Speak up a little bit.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back to complaints, petitions, and appeals. There were none. Now we'll go to the approval of the minutes for December 15th.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Next item up is December 2025 approval of paid bills. The amount of $279,982.95.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $279,980.92.
I'll second it.
A question for the, Mr. President, question for the Borough Manager. Is this report presented or prepared by you or Mr. Brown?
This report is prepared by our financial bookkeeping advisors.
Okay, you had ample time to look at it?
Yes.
Okay, and these are inclusive with bills that have been paid?
Yes, those are bills that have been paid in December.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ready for a vote?
Ready for a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, nobody opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Next item up is correspondence from TSAB MRT monthly report. Next item of correspondence is a letter of interest for council vacancy from Lynette Sell and Stanley Landis.
That'll be in new business a little bit later in the agenda. Under correspondence, it's just receiving, basically acknowledging receipt of the letters.
Okay, I'd like to move on to reports. Any reports from council? Nothing. Next would be the mayor.
Okay.
Mayor? Okay.
All right, residents that voted for me, and those that didn't, I'm happy to have the opportunity to gain your future support and trust. My promise is to advocate for the residents and provide transparency and accountability of this council to the residents. I'll be sending out a mailer to every household in the borough with my contact information and a link, so you can subscribe to a newsletter for updates along with happenings in our borough. For now, you can find me at Bob Selk Jr., Macungie Mayor on Facebook. And this week, I'll be posting some publicly available information from council's investigation into the police department. All the information that I put up will be verifiable through right-to-know requests. I do have a question though for council. It's my understanding that we've spent like 55 grand so far on collective bargaining agreement and internal affairs investigations over the last couple of months. The last CBA only cost our borough a couple of $1,000s, and we still don't have a CBA agreement to my knowledge. The previous mayor closed that investigation that you're looking into. It's kind of crazy that we spent all this money and we don't have anything to show for it yet. The only ones winning are the lawyers here, spending a lot of money on the lawyers. And I think the residents deserve an answer to where all their money's going. And lastly, Roasties, the new coffee shop in town, is having a grand opening ceremony this Saturday, 9 o'clock. Ribbon cutting's at 10. It's gonna be live music, basket raffle. Everyone's invited. Let's come out and show our newest local business our support. That's all I got for today.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm curious, where did you come up with that amount of money? Because I've been on council and I didn't see it, number one. Number two, the collective bargaining unit, that's the police and us. So they're, I don't wanna use the word dragging their feet, but they wanted more time.
Seems like both sides are dragging their.
No, okay, fair enough. But where did you come up with that amount of money? That's what I would like to know.
Right to know.
Right to know.
Fill out right to know.
Okay. What do you ask for? Cause I'm gonna do it then. What did you ask for?
Just ask for any money spent on a collective bargaining agreement.
Well, that's not a collective bargaining agreement.
What's
That's an investigation, not a bargaining unit. That's two different
It's a
animals.
right to know on what the resident or what council has spent.
Okay. Thank you.
The next on reports would be from the solicitor.
And we have no report tonight, Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you. Our next report will come from the Borough Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have just a couple of items to go through. I'm happy to announce that we have received the County of Lehigh's CDBG grant reimbursement for sanitary sewer rehabilitation, the amount of $75,000. That check came within just a couple of weeks, which is great. We deposited a couple of weeks ago. And also, one other item, utility bills will be mailed out for Q4 of 2025. They'll be mailed out by January 16th, and then due date for those will be February 17th. I know last quarter there was some delay in the utility billing. All those issues were worked out, and the new bill should be out in plenty of time, so you don't have to worry about that. Anybody has a question regarding any utility bills, please call me at Borough Hall.
Can I just ask a general question? I don't think I got a paper mail. I got that like email thing to register. And I
Okay.
think a lot of residents did.
Yeah, that's great if you go online. So it will also be going in the mail
Does that,
as well.
it doesn't replace the paper mail?
It does not replace.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all I have.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
This is before you came on the scene. The Friends of the Institute came to council and asked permission to get shelves installed on the ramp. My understanding is they're sitting in Vicky's office, and I'd like to know why they're not up. Will you expedite it?
Absolutely, yeah, I was just made aware of that late last week.
Okay.
That is on my hot list to find out what status that is and get it installed.
Good, thank you.
Moving on to the next item, the unfinished business
have none. New business would be ratification of termination of John Brown effective 12/31/25.
Need a motion for that?
Someone should make a motion.
Make a motion.
So moved. Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Well, first all in favor, and then we'll reach the voting against, so we can keep track.
Aye.
42 carries.
And who are those? Ms. Sal and Ms. Reed?
Next item on new business would be filling of the vacant county council seat.
I have a question about the items. We have two.
Can you speak up? We
Yep,
can't hear
yep.
you.
We have two letters of interest, but my question is just that this vacancy didn't even become available until tonight. Why didn't we advertise for other people also?
Yeah.
It was available before tonight.
It just
What,
became.
no. The election, there's gonna be two seats, Mr. Ron was gone and John was gone, so there was two seats.
Ron has to vacate his seat in order to get this vacancy.
I said wrong, I'm sorry, Rob.
Rob and, John's seat was taken by Greg and I.
No,
2 years.
no.
Okay, excuse me, can we please let the borough manager direct the question to him, so he can explain that to you?
So I reached out to, it's a couple part question, actually. I reached out to the State Association of Boroughs to make sure this is done appropriately. When Mr. Karboski took his oath this evening to be seated in the 4-year term, that automatically vacated the 2-year seat because a person can't obviously
Yes.
occupy 2 seats. So that seat
Yes.
this evening was vacate, and as of now, we haven't filled it yet, is vacated. There is no requirement to advertise. A person can be appointed immediately, or it is totally the council's discretion on how they want to handle it.
So I know it's possible. My question was, why aren't we advertising?
That's amongst the council.
Because it seems like there's already nominations, so I was just curious if anybody had an answer as to why we aren't going to look. Because when I was appointed back in June, we went through 2 people who came out, read their letter of interest, and then there was like a holding week and everybody discussed it, and then finally it was voted on. We didn't just get 2 letters of interest that neither one of those people read from the podium, and we didn't discuss it. I was just wondering why we weren't taking other people's.
Can I have a question? Why wouldn't we be allowed to hear those letters as residents?
Ma'am, what's your name for the record?
Brenda Eisenhard, 615 East Main Street.
That's what I did, and then everybody asked the question.
Good, it's up to you.
I mean, do we have the right to hear that? Who wants to run? And why they want to run?
Okay, excuse me, this is all new to me, I'm sorry.
Trying to-
Please forgive me, I'm not, this isn't. Yes, could you please take care of it?
So if you'd, I understand the question to be, I don't want to get it wrong, that you wanted to hear the letters that were written and sent to council, right?
Right, and what their interest is in serving the community.
I'll just read the letters verbatim if that's okay.
That's fine.
Council okay with it? Okay. First one is from Lynette Sell, November 28th, 2025. To Borough Council, as a longtime resident deeply invested in our community's future, I'm eager to serve on the council and contribute to its thoughtful development. Having observed our area's significant evolution over 2 decades, I'm dedicated to preserving our community's unique character while guiding its strategic growth. My life experiences have prepared me well for public service. As a mother of 5 and grandmother of 8, I have developed exceptional skills in managing complex schedules, understanding interpersonal dynamics, and balancing nurturing support with allowing independence. These skills translate directly into effective community leadership. My professional background in the service industry has honed my communication abilities, enabling me to connect with diverse individuals from all walks of life. I pride myself on being an astute judge of character, a critical attribute for collaborative public service. I am committed to bringing my organizational expertise, compassionate perspective, and genuine passion for our community to the council. If selected, I would be honored to serve alongside my fellow community members and contribute to our shared vision. Respectfully, Lynette Sell. I'll read the second letter, and then we can proceed to discussion. The second letter was received by Borough Council December 10th. It's dated December 1st to Ron Karboski, Borough of Macungie Council, from Stanley K. Landis regarding letter of interest. I am writing to state that if a vacancy should occur on Borough Council, I would be interested and honored to be considered to fill such position. For your information, I served as a council member in the 1980s and served 2 terms as the borough's mayor in the 1990s. Additionally, I've been a resident of the borough for 52 years and have served as a volunteer for a number of organizations and projects in the borough. Please do not hesitate to contact me for further information or discussion. My phone number is, I won't recite the phone number, and his email address was in the letter as well, but I won't recite that, his privacy interest. And then it ends with thank you. And that is the 2 letters. We can turn it over to the public for comment at this point, and then for discussion.
I'd like to make a comment. Reading the letters is
Excuse me,
fine, but.
can you state your name and address,
Karen
please?
Dozer, 975, sorry. Reading those letters is fine, but it doesn't answer Megan's question. Why it wasn't known to residents sitting here that there were 2 openings, or 1 opening, whatever it is. It doesn't answer her question,
What's the question?
her original question.
What question was that?
My question was, why wasn't it advertised? And
It
why
doesn't
wasn't
have to
it?
be advertised.
I know it doesn't have to be, but why wasn't it? And why isn't the same process that was taken back in June taken now, where 2 letters of interest were read out loud, and then council was thoughtful in the fact that you guys asked questions, and then you voted the following meeting, not the same meeting. And also doesn't. And I also don't know who Stanley is, so if he is here, who is this?
Well, can I ask I would like to ask the citizens that wrote these letters, if they would mind, one at a time, please, maybe to stand up at the podium, if they want to speak to us at all.
No, I think they're asking why wasn't it advertised
It doesn't have to be advertised.
by our,
Yeah, you can do the right thing.
the answer is
You don't have to do the right thing. You got it.
Correct.
Nobody's
The
explaining.
position became vacant tonight.
Tonight.
So an advertisement would have to occur in the future. We have 2 existing
Yeah,
letters
good. So go
of
ahead.
interest. And I did hear already, Mr. Ritter has already made a motion.
On the floor.
No, so
The
what?
motion is already on the floor.
But isn't it fair to some other person that might be interested?
Yeah, you're determining who's running.
We have a lot of people here tonight, okay? Great. Most of the time, if we have 4 to 5 people, now, here,
So what, we're here now.
may I finish?
I didn't interrupt you, I just.
Okay. Most time we only have 4 or 5. Lynette Sell has been coming to the meetings and she has a good idea what's going on. Right, oh, Karen, I'm done.
A lot of people.
I don't need that.
Gentleman in the back, state your
It's
name.
you.
That's me. Gary Block, 343 Parkside Drive, Macungie. What I see here is, not see, but what I think should move on is give it another 2 weeks. Whoever wants to come up for this position, give the same letter. We're not saying anything about the people that are running. It's just the way, there's no time frame. You resign tonight and you're pushed, and these people are here. I think it should be moved out 2 weeks out. And you're not losing any time. And then it gives anybody else the opportunity to put their letter in if they want.
Okay, thank you. Gentleman in the middle.
Ron Cobb at 84 Willow Street. I know in the past, it's always been advertised,
Right.
as long as I can remember, it's been advertised, whenever there's a spot open on council. And it might be true, I guess I heard you don't have to advertise it, but why not do the right thing, whether you have to or not? You know, let the people know, like, there might be, maybe nobody else wants it, but maybe you'll get 5 other letters, who knows? And I think the people should have a chance to stand up and speak if they like. Thank you.
I'll just mention, council does have 30 days from today to fill the vacancy, so if council
Correct.
wish to table the motion tonight, they could. That is an option available.
Well, we already have a motion on the floor.
You didn't second it though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll second it.
Of course you will, indeed.
It can die. My only question is, if we table it, is it 2 weeks, are we gonna work 30 days? Is it gonna be the second meeting? Is it gonna be the first meeting of next month? What?
Doesn't matter.
2 weeks from
It
now.
does matter.
Do you know when your first February meeting is off the top of your head? I don't know if that's within 30 days or
This is
not.
a shame. I'm embarrassed. So they're the only ones in.
You could do it your second January meeting or your first February meeting, if you table it tonight.
I mean, why, that's why nobody showed up.
Okay, there was another woman.
Hi, Bernie Ryan, 142 East Main Street. I just, in general, I know that, in my last couple of experiences of the last few meetings, this crowd or the larger crowds that we've had in the past, it seems to be uncommon and growing. And in the interest of transparency and community, it would make sense that, well, like you yourself are learning your position, your particular role in the ins and outs, as things are going on, one, everybody would like to be able to hear the interaction. It's not a private closed door meeting, like, so, speaking up or maybe making a microphone, I'd be happy to find equipment and get it donated if need be. Things like that, or even just explaining, like when someone asks, why was something not done? And the response is because it doesn't have to be done. It could be done, and there are procedures, protocols, things that are standard that we as the general public are not privy to. And having that information shared amongst this growing group of community members, sharing that information with them instead of treating us as the enemy for being here, I think it would go a long way to get everybody on the same page and have everybody feel that we can not have a contentious meeting. I raised my hand and usually you waved me off 4 times because last time
wasn't
I
waving you off, I was
I
getting to
know,
you,
I
I'm
know,
sorry.
I
You
know.
interpreted that
But
way.
I think there is contention in the room that doesn't need to be there.
Yes.
If everybody could just share, instead of just saying the minimum that you have to, because that's what the bylaws say you have to do, let's elaborate a little bit and inform your community. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anybody else? The woman behind you that has her hand raised right now. Just state your
My
name
name
and
is
address.
Janet Sell, 101 South Church Street. We had election in November. Everybody had a chance to run to get on council. We didn't have anybody to run against the ones that ran. Now you're sitting here and you're asking for more time. Maybe more people want to get interested. What happened for the election? That's when you're supposed to stand up and get petitions and get on this council.
The seat wasn't vacant.
So what happened in this time?
Community attitudes change, that's what's happening.
Attitude
Gentleman in
change,
back
yes,
first.
it sure did.
As one of the 2 people who wrote the letter, I think for the sense of fairness and openness, you really should open it up. Even if it's just for 2 weeks. Janet's making a good point, but even if it's for 2 weeks, you open it up, let anybody who also might have an interest in becoming a council member, they have that opportunity. I mean, it's just important. I mean,
Yes,
you
thank you.
want representation, but let's feel good about that representation. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
I actually have a comment to Janet. There was someone else that actually did have a write-in campaign in November, and they did actually earn enough votes that they would have been elected if the current council member that already had 2 years left on his seat didn't vacate that seat. If he didn't do that, then that person would have actually been elected in November.
Do we want to get into this?
No,
Taking things outside.
All right, sorry.
Running that name over for somebody else? Is that what you want to do?
I wasn't negative, that was just.
No, that was unfair politics. Yes, it is.
It's unfair.
All right.
Corruption.
Mr. Roman, please.
Right here.
State your name and address.
Sam Romick, business owner, 50 Ray Street, Macungie. I actually have a question about how the vacancy was created. So when I went to the Commonwealth Constitution
That
of
was already-
Pennsylvania, it says vacancy by resignation. A vacancy shall not be created by a resignation until the date that the resignation is accepted by the majority vote of a quorum of council at a public meeting, or the effective date of the tendered resignation, whichever is later. So, I know the borough manager said you called the Borough Association of Boroughs?
Yeah, the state association. of
So,
boroughs.
did they tell you where in the Constitution it cites that that is what took place, what can take place? Because here's my point. If you're holding a seat, there's 7 seats here, you're sitting in one of those seats, how are you actually eligible to run for the same seat on the board you're already holding? I know we're talking about difference in terms, only because it's on a revolving cycle. And the ex-council president was in the middle of his cycle. He had 2 years in, 2 years to go. He ran for a seat. How are you eligible to run for a seat in an office you already hold? Because when you look at the seats, they don't know the terms. The terms are filled by whoever comes and goes. The seats, all 7, are the same 7 seats.
I had that discussion specifically with.
And what did they say?
With the Borough Association. A existing council member may not petition and run in the traditional sense for a seat, but they can win a write-in and then be sworn to that seat, which then effectively vacates that previous seat with no resignation necessary. So it's an automatic, the write-in is the only way to win a new seat, which has occurred.
So we circumvented the voting laws.
It's the law, according to the state
But that
association of
person
boroughs.
can't run for
So,
that seat. That's what you
Petition,
said.
they can run as a write-in only.
Consider petition by filing to be on the ballot.
Correct. That's the way, that is not permitted, but writing in is permitted, and that's what occurred. And then by taking the oath, being assigned that new 4-year seat, it vacates that seat the previous 2-year seat immediately with no resignation required.
Can you point me to the part of the Commonwealth Constitution that allows for that optional?
I'll take this. Mr. Romick, it's not part of the Constitution. I think it's, you were quoting the Borough Code 901-8.11, I think, talking about vacancies created by resignations, which need to be accepted by council, but that wasn't a resignation. He was elected to a new spot, so we're not talking about that same section. Off the top of my head, provisions of the PA Constitution, I couldn't get that to you off the top of my head. I need more than what we have now to get that.
No, I believe what I reflected was from the Constitution, the Commonwealth.
I was following along from the Borough Code, maybe they
Well,
both
it might be,
said the same
it might
thing.
be duplicated over, but I guess what you're saying is, basically, they don't want you to do, they don't want a sitting office holder to run for the office again. But there's a loophole here that Mr. Karboski found to circumvent coming back in front of the voters in 2 years, and to buy himself 4 years to be scrutiny-free from the voters. That's what he did. He circumvented the system.
Mr. Chair.
Sure
may I
did.
Okay,
speak
no,
to that?
I have the floor. I have the floor, sir.
Okay.
You're not the president anymore. Okay, so I really want to hear what the Borough Association said was the stipulation that allows this to occur.
Well,
was exactly as Mr. Manager just stated.
Okay,
Beyond that, it's a legal discussion.
That's what you're saying, they told you, but
Executive
could you
session.
tell me what they cited?
They explained the law to me. I don't have sections, I don't have any information specifically.
If I did a right to know for that, you would provide that?
Provide what?
What they cited to back up the fact that you can run as a write-in, and then that
So I-
vacates the seat that you had?
So I don't have that I don't have those documents.
So could you
It was,
get?
it was a, well, I suppose, you know, an attorney of yours could also get that as well.
Why would I need an attorney? It's a right to know. You're telling me this is public business. I think our Commonwealth Constitution and the borough law is all.
Sure, and it's also
Public
available on their
information.
website, on their website as well.
So could you point me on the website where I could find that?
Rather than speculate about the merits of a right to know request, I would just say if you're so inclined, you can file a request and see what happens.
Okay.
I don't think that it's appropriate to discuss.
Then I will file that request. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Mr. President, may I make a comment, please?
Sure.
Okay. I feel it's necessary to make a comment that Mr. Romig made a statement that I circumvented the law, which is not true. I contacted the election office to ask if I can fill that very seat that nobody was running for. Why have I done that? And nobody's asked up until this point, but I will tell everybody. Like this man and this man who's done thousands of hours of volunteerism, not only in this community, not only in the park, but in public government. And my time in public government has amounted to 16 years. If I do 4 more years, it's a nice round 20. My wife will be retiring in 4. My daughter will be graduating from college in 4 years. I don't want to do 6 more. I want to do 4. It's my prerogative. This is your agenda to slam this council and run interference and create chaos.
Wow.
But that is the reason why I'm doing this for 4 more years, to make this community better.
Oh my.
But yet we already had a
Order,
person
order.
who had, believe this, this is all
That was
corrupt.
attack.
All of you.
Who just attacked us?
So,
Yeah, we should be applauded.
so there's a motion and a second on the floor.
But the motion, the gentleman, I made the motion as left.
Motion dies. That's council's.
I'll make a motion, if I may. In light of Mr. Landis's request, I will make a motion that we give it 2 more weeks. That's not a problem. I don't see any official business that requires that vote tonight, or any objections to that. So moving forward, if it satisfies the community to show openness, to bring more applicants to council, that's fine.
Thank you.
And then if we can move forward with that, at the following meeting, that's fine. A second from the president.
That's fine. That's the second meeting. That's when we're gonna act on it.
Will we be acting or?
We're gonna,
Would we be taking the advertising jobs?
Yeah, we'll publish it.
In the agenda.
I got a suggestion of what we're saying. In 2 weeks, the people that are interested in becoming on borough council, we should send out a letter. Well, everybody should get a copy of the letters, we can digest them, is that so far acceptable? Okay, so then, before the next meeting, we would have an executive session, discuss the letters, and move forward, would that be acceptable?
It would. My question would also be, last time, you remember you guys all prepared questions for me and the other person. Would we do that at the next meeting instead of taking action? Because last time we had, it was advertised, or maybe it wasn't advertised, and the letters were just put in, and then they read the letters, and then council asked questions of them, and then they convened in executive, we had an actual discussion, and then we voted the following meeting.
Mr. President, can I make a comment? First of all, we will not be discussing anything in executive session for the public. Anybody wanting to be on council must be in public. Number two, our procedure over and over again is to put it in the agenda, and that's how we advertise things. Mr. Landis asked for 2 more weeks, we will give him 2 more weeks. We'll put it into the agenda, that's my recommendation to the chair, and that will allow more applicants to come in. We shouldn't do anything in addition to what we have done over the last 3.5 years that I've been on council. So back to Mr. Conrad's comment earlier, that's incorrect. We post the opening position as an open position in our agenda, and it gets advertised through the proper posting of the agendas. Chair, that's what I suggest we do.
Can I make a comment?
So, do we need a motion?
Can I make a comment?
Rod made a motion, Carl made the second to provide 2 more weeks.
Or 2 more weeks, can we finish that vote? Or do you wanna get more comments in?
Please.
It's Karen Milton, 9759 Street. I hear what you're saying about putting it in the agenda. I don't think a lot of people have even the ability of like looking for that. Can we put it on the borough website? I think you'll reach more people that way.
Easily. Sure.
My understanding it was to be on the borough. So,
Yeah, the agendas do go on the borough
Yeah.
website, but I can do a
Yeah.
special
On the
news
website.
bulletin on the
Sure.
borough website.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. You need a vote, Chair?
Someone's paying attention.
We do need to vote, we have to make a vote.
Yes, sir.
To provide 2 more weeks and table this.
To the next
Okay,
meeting.
now we'll vote for that, table, right, 2 more weeks.
Aye.
Affirm. Aye. Motion carries.
While we're at it, I think it would be good practice to have a motion to authorize the borough manager to post the position on the borough website while we're at it. We have a motion to,
Position or seat? Seat, correct.
I'll make a motion
Council
to
position.
direct the borough manager to post the vacancy on the borough website.
I would second that. Vote.
Yes.
Yes. Aye. Motion passes. Okay, do we have?
Can I ask a question, just for clarity's sake? Can you just reiterate in layman's terms what that means? So in 2 weeks, what will happen at the next meeting?
this is same agenda item will appear in, this same agenda item for filling a vacant council seat, it'll appear on the next borough council meeting date, I don't, just 2 weeks from now is the 19th. But in the meantime, our manager is going to post the vacant seat on the borough website. Not just as part of the agenda, but a separate announcement.
Right, but I mean, so then does that mean, I'm just echoing what I hear in the crowd, people asking, does that mean that in 2 weeks, you should already have all of the submissions in, considered, and you will take a vote in 2 weeks? Or does that mean in 2 weeks, you read out letters of intent like you did, and then proceed from there? Like, what are the actual steps that will take place?
I'll just say that the council has 30 days to put this to a final vote, whether it happens at next meeting or if it's tabled again, that's council's decision.
But it could be decided 2 weeks from tonight.
If that's council's wish, yes.
Okay, that's just for clarity. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'd like to call for an executive session.
Typically, we ask, do we anticipate any action having to come back, or should we adjourn the meeting?
It's tough to say. I can't say that there would be no action.
Okay, so then we'll
It's recess instead of adjourn.
Okay, so then we'll recess till 8:35. Okay.
But if we need more time than 10 minutes, then we
So
can
we're recessing at 8:25.
We wait 35?
Unless we're gonna-
Are we gonna move some everything?
Yes, we will come back.
I want to get a picture of all the council.